Everyone, welcome to International Marketing class. In the last class, we have discussed about various promotional strategies in international marketing, and our today's topic is various pricing strategies in international marketing. Pricing is very important for any organization. This is not an easy task to take a decision about the price of the products or services. It is a complex factor because if price of the product is too high, then the product may not be sold by the customer, because the customer may lose the intention of buying the product, or he may lose the affordability to buy the product. So can we fix the price too low? No, because the customer might think the product is not of a quality product. The product is not a quality product, he might think, because we are providing it at low cost. So high cost will not be a good decision for the company, and low cost can also not be a very good decision for the organization. That is why what we are saying here is international pricing is often considered as the most critical and complex issue in international marketing. When talking about the price of a product, it is important to notice that it is sum of all monetary and non-monetary assets the customer has to spend in order to obtain the benefits that the product provides. So not only the money that what he is spending from his pocket, but also how much efforts that he has to give in order to get the benefits of that product, in order to buy the product. So it is also important. So all this in sum we are considering it as a price. So what are the different pricing strategies are there? What are the, when we discuss about these different types of strategies, there are three main classifications of these strategies. In the first classification, there are three types of strategies: skimming, penetration, or economy pricing. In the second classification, there are two different types of strategies: standard or differential strategies. The third classification, full cost or variable cost strategies. So if an organization chooses any one strategy, it might come under any one type of strategy in each classification. For example, a company may choose skimming strategy, which is also differential strategy, which is also a full cost strategy. So because it comes under any one type of strategies in each classification. I hope it is clear. If not, also no problem, because however we are going to discuss about it more in the next PPTs. First pricing strategy that we are discussing here is penetration pricing. Penetration pricing means here the organization or the company is fixing the price artificially low when compared to the usual price in order to earn the market share. We are actually fixing the low price in order to gain more customers. In the initial days, we need customers. Once the customers are actually ready to buy our products, then we may drastically increase our prices. But in the initial days, we have to offer with very low price, very low price, because at this situation we do not want instant sales, but what we need is the market share, right? So I hope you will get an example for this in your minds. In the initial days, the company provides the products or services with a low price, or sometimes maybe at free of cost. Once the customers subscribe to the company's product or services, then it gradually increases the prices. I hope you got the example. Yes, Reliance Jio, they use the penetration pricing strategy. In the initial days, they have given the 4G service at free of cost, and then actually they started charging the prices, and now compared to other providers, it is a little bit more also, right? So, at what situations the organization or company can use this strategy? The situations are, the first situation is the size of the market is large and is growing. When the Reliance actually entered the market, that is Indian market, of course the Indian market is very large. Too many population is there actually where they are ready to use mobile networks. So at that situation, especially too many people were not using internet also. So they found it is the best growing market also. So in that situation, we can use this penetration strategy. And when the customer buys the product because of habit, usually they buy it, right? So we are entering the market as new. So we have to offer offer the products with very less price. And when there is intensive competition, when there is a huge competition, right? In order to compete with them, what we have to do, we have to offer our products or services with low prices. Intensive competition again, it is repeated, okay. And when there is price quality association is weak, price and quality is weak, then what we have to do is we have to reduce the price also, right? So at these situations we can use this penetration pricing. Let us go to the next strategy, price skimming strategy. It is actually opposite to the earlier strategy. So here the company is fixing higher prices than the usual prices, right? So when we why an organization uses product? Because it has the substantial competitive benefit. Any number of competitors will be there, no problem. We have our own customers and we have our own actually differentiation when we compare to other competitors. At that time we can use this price skimming. And the high cost tempts the new competitors into the market, and the rate inevitably decreases due to increased supply. So again we'll take example as we have taken in the last strategy, same network providers. When there was only BSNL, they used to charge a lot. They used to charge 2 rupees per minute. Even after entering Airtel also the prices were same. So they earned a lot of profits. And later when other competitors also entered, as we discussed, when there are high profits, definitely it tempts the new competitors to enter the market. So then new competitors came like Hutch, Aircel, Virgin, many number of competitors entered the markets for this BSNL. So what happened? Practically they have reduced the prices also. When we can use this skimming strategy? When the product associates with the quality, right? When the product is reaching the quality, price and the quality are same, at that time we can use this strategy. Because when we are providing the products or services with very good quality, of course we can charge high prices also. Or when the customer is willing to buy the product at higher prices, even we can take the example of liquor, right? Whatever the price, even number of times the price is increased, even though the people are ready to buy it at the increased prices also. Or sometimes enhancing the customer status. When the product is enhancing the customer status, like Benz cars, Royal Enfield bike, the prices should be high. Because of this price, the customers are getting the status when they use the product. They are using, in the Benz car, Benz car actually it does not fly, it also goes on the road. But even though the prices are very high, if a person is using this Benz car, that means he is actually a rich person. So that is why it enhances the status of the customers. And the third strategy in first classification is economy pricing. Here the rates of marketing and advertising a product are kept as low as possible. Supermarkets often have economy brands for soups and spaghetti or biscuits, etc. Companies who use economy pricing count on the fact that their lower price compared to the product next to them on the shelf will increase the number of sales. Right? Economy pricing does particularly well during the times of economic recession. How the companies use this strategy is, the companies also offer the products with low prices and also with high prices. For example, there is an energy drink which costs 100 rupees, and there is another drink which costs 50 rupees also. At that time, the customer feels like the 50 rupees is to be bought because it is much lesser than 100 rupees products. So that is how the companies can increase the sales of these lower priced products. Hope it is clear. In cinema theaters, there will be different rates for different seats according to their place of seating, according to their comfortability of seating, right? And flights are also charging, like business prices are different. When we go for economy tickets, or prices are different. So like that, there will be like different kinds of pricings according to this strategy. Another classification is standard or differential pricing strategy. Standard strategy, the name itself is giving the firm may use same price across all the market segments in the markets, right? If the markets are similar, we are providing the product also with the same price. That is standard pricing. The differential strategy involves a firm differentiating its price across the different market segments. In India, the rate will be different. In China, the rate will be different. In America, the rate will be different. And in Sri Lanka, the rate will be another. So, the assumption in this strategy is that different market segments do not communicate or have different search costs and value perceptions of the products. They do not communicate each other, and they do not discuss like it is available with us only for a less price. They will not discuss in such a way, and they will not share the perceptions also. And in other words, the market is heterogeneous in terms of motivating, right? So at that time, a firm may adopt this strategy if these assumptions are true in the markets. Then the company can use this differential pricing strategy. So the third classification and the last classification is full cost pricing and variable cost pricing. In the full cost pricing, the company considers each unit of similar product as different in terms of cost. For example, cool drinks. Let us take cool drink. Each bottle is different and it bears same cost. For each bottle, actually the cost is 20 rupees. Even though if we produce 100 bottles, even though if we produce 1000 bottles, even though if the company actually manufactures 1 lakh bottles, the price or the cost it bears is fixed, right? So we consider for each product how much it will be. For producing one product, actually the product is the price, the cost what we have to bear is for example 9 rupees. So whatever the number of products that we are actually manufacturing, the price will be same, the cost of the product will be same. One second, and there is small. So here full cost pricing is ideal when competitors are limited and we have the control over pricing. At that time we can use this full cost pricing, right? The full control is acceptable in the market, so we can use this full cost pricing. And what is variable cost or marginal cost pricing? This variable cost pricing means, as the name is giving the meaning, marginal cost pricing. It means uh, an additional units of products are produced, then the cost upon each product will be changed. According to that, the company also changes the price. Clear? In some cases, pricing just ahead of the margin is also considered as marginal cost pricing. So for example, we produce 1000 products, then for producing 1000 products, the cost will be different when we compare to producing 5000 products, right? The cost will be like reduced because the, what we can say, fixed assets are however fixed, so the fixed cost will be different, like reduced. So the total cost of producing 5000 items will also be reduced. So then you will also consider it and reduce the price of each product. They consider the incremental cost of the goods in this strategy, variable cost. Right? Is it clear? Full cost and variable cost. The cost is variable, it changes with the number of items produced. Right? So these are the different pricing strategies, and we will also cover today what are the different pricing methods and what are the factors affecting this pricing decision. There are different pricing methods. To fix the price, we can use different methods, right? So what are they? First one is cost based pricing. So we will purely based on the cost, irrespective of competition, irrespective of demand, right? Irrespective of the geographical space that where we are actually selling, irrespective of the environment, it purely based on cost. That is cost based pricing. And markup pricing, the cost may change as we discussed, but whatever the cost, will fix up some margin, that what do we need as markup, and we will add this markup with the cost and we will fix it as pricing. That is markup pricing. Demand based pricing. So usually the demand for the products will not be same across all the seasons. So depending on the demand will change the price of the products. Right? And psychological pricing is another method where we use some psychological factors we will consider here, like the customer's perception, how they will look at the price. Odd number pricing is one example for this psychological pricing. 999, 999, such kind of odd number pricing is example for the psychological pricing. The customer feels it as less compared to the original price. And prestige pricing, it is similar to the skimming pricing, because the customers feel it as a prestige, so we have to offer it with higher price. That is one. And competition based pricing, depending on the competition we have to fix our price. There is heavy competition. See, when there were too many companies of network providers, the prices were low, and now it became few competitors, so the prices are being increased nowadays. So that is how the competition based pricing. Promotional pricing, some offering some discounts. The pricing we are fixing for our promotion, right? 1+1 offer, 50% discount offer, and many offers like promotional strategies we are using. The pricing we are using for promotional strategy. So that is how promotional pricing. And in the international marketing, there are some geographical pricing methods also. The geographical pricing methods, again, there are different types. The first one is free on board pricing. That means irrespective of freight charges, the company fixes the margin and fixes the price based on the margin, right? For example, we are also selling in Russia, Japan, and America. We'll offer it with the same price in all the markets, because the freight charges we are not actually making the customer to spare these freight charges. That is why we are calling it as free on board pricing. Uniform delivered pricing, it is actually opposite to free on board pricing. Sorry, a little bit different. Free on board pricing and uniform delivered pricing. Here uniformly we are actually providing this product with the same price. So free on board pricing means the customer, the buyer has to bear the freight charges. The transportation charges should be actually spared by the buyer. Where uniform delivered pricing means irrespective of the transportation charges, irrespective of the distance between the home country and host country, we will fix the price and we will deliver the products with the uniform price, right? And third geographical pricing is zone pricing. Means it is actually between the price free on board pricing and uniform delivered pricing. So zone pricing means we will divide the market into different zones and fix the prices according to the zones and distance from which our home country is there, how much transportation charges will be there. For zone 1 and 2 and 3, like we will charge in a different way, whereas from 3, 4 and 5 zones we will fix the price in a different way. And another one is basing point pricing, similar to the zone pricing, but here what we will do is we will, according to number of factors, we will give a base point to that zone, and based on this zone point we will fix our price. And the last one is firefight absorption pricing. Here the company bears all the charges and delivers the product to all the companies at the same price. Whatever the prices, all the costs will be borne by the company itself. What are the factors that are affecting this pricing decision is the important concept. Production cost, number one. Of course, the production cost is very important. If the production cost is less, the price what we can fix is also less. And the distribution cost, how much cost we have to bear to distribute our products until it reach to the end user, right? Especially when dealing with different countries, definitely there are a lot of things which affect this distribution cost, like various policies in different nations will be different, their tax rates, their tariffs, and all the things will be different. So depending on that, the distribution cost will also be different, so that our price depends on the distribution cost. And taxes and tariffs is also different. Depending on these taxes also we have to fix the price. Tax rate of each country for a particular product cannot be or may not be same, so the company has to consider the taxes, that how much our company has to bear, and fix according to that. And inflation rates, if inflation is there, of course all the price rates of any product will be high, so we may also need to increase the price. And when dealing with international marketing, exchange rate fluctuations are the important things, right? So exchange rate, it fluctuates every day, so the amount that what we are spending on the products will also be like fluctuating. So depending on these fluctuations, our profits or losses will be affected. So depending on that, we have to fix our cost. So the exchange rate fluctuations are also affecting the pricing decision. Demand, nowadays we can see the demand for the crude oil is very less. It decreased because of this lockdown and everything. So what happened, the production is same but the demand is reduced, so automatically the prices of the crude oil are drastically fallen down. So that is why nowadays we can see a lot of problems with this crude oil, because they are telling all the nations to take your oil whatever is ordered by you, because their storages are full uh, in the manufacturer companies of this crude oil, where actually the crude oil is from exported. And demand is the one factor and supply is another factor. If supply, as we discussed, if the competitors increase, what will happen? The supply from various competitors increased, so the prices are decreased. Competition is one more factor. How many competitors are there? There is no competitors. If we are enjoying the monopoly, we can fix the higher prices. If there is intensive competition, we have to fix the lower prices. Free trade zones, if there are free trade zones, the government fixes various FTZs where actually the taxes and tariffs are very less. So at that, actually what is the purpose of fixing these FTZs is to provide the products with less price. So the manufacturer should also fix the price at less or low. And national market size is one factor which is affecting this pricing decision also. Right? If the market size is less, then we may charge higher prices, because it is not very attractive for the organization. But if market size like India is high, usually we have to gain the customers, so that is why we have to offer the prices at lower compared to the less market size. And various government factors like their policies on foreign direct investments, their policies on tariffs, their policies and their relationship with the various countries. Depending on all these factors, the company, when dealing with international marketing, should fix their prices. So these are the different factors which are affecting the pricing decision. So today we have discussed about what are the pricing strategies. One second. And what are the types of pricing strategies, and what are the pricing methods, and what are the factors that are affecting this pricing decision. So I hope everything is clear. Thank you.